Hello, Danny Caverly here, Director of Instruction at Willowbend on Cape Cod. We're in my home in New Smyrna Beach, Florida, and have been pretty much sequestered here for the past 20 days. Kind of itching to go play golf. My clubs are right over there. They're kind of talking to me every day like, when are we going to go? Well, we're going to go when the health officials say it's safer to go. This is our second part of an 8-part series to get us ready for playing June 1st. And we did last week our putting tip, and now we're doing chipping. So we're working our way from the green backwards, pretty much like how Earl Woods taught his son Tiger and Phil Mickelson's dad taught him. So, chipping 101. We have graphics today, by the way. Chipping 101, roll the ball when you can. Putter first, then hybrid, then 7-iron. Only use loft when you have to, if you're pitching over a bunker or something. Down in 3 is our goal. It's pretty frustrating when I see my students hit 2 or 3 good shots close to the green and they walk away with a 6 or a 7 because their chipping and pitching skills are not what they should be. So let's talk about the club selection first. And believe it or not, the putter is our first selection because it rolls the ball the most. Has a little loft, only 4 or 5 degrees of loft, if that. And one of the things, if you do use your putter, that I think is helpful, do your putting grip, whatever that is, but grip down in just about an inch when you're off the green, because that'll hover the club head a little bit above the longer grass, so it won't get snagged as much. I've been teaching for years now, and I'm really getting people to use putter first, then hybrid. And the hybrid is perfectly designed to be used from off the green to chip with. This is an awesome hybrid I just got from Callaway. It's 17 degrees. So there's more mistakes in this than the 4 degree because it's got a little bit more loft to it. But from chipping, assume your putting grip, whatever that is, and you can still use your putting stroke without any hands or wrist. And the advantage of this over the putter is it lofts it a little bit more than the putter. Whereas if you hit a putter, it's going up in the air a little bit with the 4 degrees, but then the grass is slowing it down. So, putter first, hybrid. If you can hit the ground where the ball is every time, we want to go to a 7-iron. Beautiful little club, gets a lot of roll. Most touring professionals will miss the ball to the side of the green because they can control their irons so well distance-wise. So that's why you see them using high lofted clubs to loft it up and stop it. But amateurs, however, tend to miss it short of the green. So the green is much deeper that way. From there, you go to a pitching wedge, which is now usually 45 degrees. And the last club you want to use is your sand wedge, which most sand wedges are 56 degrees, has the most amount of loft to it, getting the most amount of height. So that's what we want to do club selection-wise. Once we get that done, this is what a chip shot looks like. A little air, lots of run. A pitch is more air, usually less run. And here's a really neat thing to think about. We always want the landing point, your initial landing point, just on the green. If the flag is up back, we use a 7-iron because it gets more run. If the pin is in the middle, a pitching wedge for some height and some run. And if it's a short little shot, your sand wedge, which gives it the least amount of run. And then lastly, we have a mantra. I've been using this mantra for years. It's awesome. Hands down on the club near the shaft gives you more control. Feet close allows our hips and knees to move nice and freely, and our chest, we need that movement. Ball middle, right in off your sternum, that's the low point. We're going to hit ball and ground at the same time, hopefully. Brush the Y. I'll show you what that means. Note, if your ball goes crooked, you are overusing your hands and your wrist. Simple as that. When it starts to go sideways, you know the culprit is too much in your hands and your wrist. So let's go back to that sand wedge. Hands down, feet close, ball middle. And the Y is the description of the club shaft and your arms all the way up to your shoulders. It's a lowercase y. So we're using our wrist as little as we can. And as we get into pitching, we're going to use them more because the swing gets longer. Okay? Brushing the Y where the ball is. At the end of the swing, that Y should still be intact. If it isn't, that tells you your hands and wrists are doing too much. So, find a carpet, get some balls out, and let's hit some little chip shots. And it's very helpful if you're on the second floor that your neighbor downstairs doesn't hear very well, because this is going to make some sound. Okay, so here we go. Hands down, feet close, ball middle, brush the Y. And if it hits that seam in between the tile, it's going to kick it all over the place. You didn't do that. That's the seam. Let's see if I can try that one more time. Hands down, feet close, ball middle, brush the Y, and very nice. And you can see if I turn this way that my Y is still intact, my chest has moved, my knees have moved a little bit, and my head. Don't try to keep your head down too long. That really stifles the amount that your body can move through. Hopefully this helps. I really enjoy doing these for you, trying to get us ready when we can all be safe and go out there and play golf again. So, thank you for coming. Thank you for viewing. Be safe. Be healthy.